finger, pressing down, yeah!
The Wrestling Club with Darren and Brett. We've got a show that you'll never forget.
Greetings, Grapple fans, and welcome to WFMU's Wrestling Club, the only space that's safe for all wrestling fans, whether you're casual, lapsed, obsessed, or ashamed. I'm Darren Maybe, broadcasting from my pit of despair here in Jersey City, New Jersey, where we've avoided a hurricane, but who knows? The floodwaters are rising, so we might float away from this episode of the special WFMU Wrestling Club Summer Beach House, whatever we're calling it. You know, this might be the biggest return in professional wrestling this week, the return of Wrestling Club, so we better just get right into it. I'm going to introduce you to my tag team partner, coming to us live via satellite from Hollywood, California, the Eva Marie to my dewdrop, Brett Davis. Brett!
It's been such a big wrestling week, and I feel like that's what we've said every time we've talked about current events. There's no room to talk about Ike Manjiro as much as I love him. Oh, he's our new favorite wrestler.
I want to let Wrestling Club members know, this is a full disclosure. I have not watched any wrestling in the last 10 days. I'm working on a very special reality show with some very big stars, so I haven't been able to watch much wrestling. What reality show is that? Well, I'm not allowed to say, but let's just say our star is a bit of an American nightmare. Just saying. Can't say any more. Anyway, Brett, I haven't watched any wrestling this week except Friday night, the big story of the week. Everybody's talking about it. Wrestling fan, non-wrestling fan alike. CM Punk debuts in AEW on AEW Rampage, and it was beautiful. It was so good.
It was the best, whether you want to call it a debut or a return. I think it was the best.
It was a return. It was a return because he didn't. You know, when people debut in a company, they get new music. They maybe have a little updated gimmick. This was CM Punk. This was the CM Punk we remembered. Cult of Personality hit. The Chicago crowd was unreal. I heard people compare it to Bret Hart at Calgary Stampede, and I think that's probably the best comparison for that crowd reaction. There was Hogan in Montreal in 2002 as well, but this just, you never thought it would happen. You know, I think we all accepted that CM Punk was not going to come back. He wasn't interested in wrestling. He was doing MMA. He was making movies, hanging out with AJ Lee. So it was so cathartic as a wrestling fan. And, you know, when he started talking about, you know, I left wrestling in 2005 and now I'm back in wrestling. And you think about, as a fan, just what he represents, it was so great. It was the best return in wrestling history. We listed out a few others that were great, entertaining, memorable, but I don't know. This was huge.
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, I think if you're a wrestling fan, you watched it, you probably got emotional. You know, it's
you cried? You cried, Brett, you cried.
I didn't cry, but you know,
you were already crying.
When the music hit, I put my arms up.
Yeah. No, me too.
I didn't expect I'd do that.
Yeah. But he's so good. There's no, you know, he really is the most sincere wrestler ever. You know, there's no gimmick with CM Punk. He is who he is. And it was a great interview. It was a great promo. You know, I would think, you know, I was thinking like, what in wrestling history could even compare to this? And it never happened. But if Bret Hart never had a stroke and came back 10 years later and walked out in Montreal or in Calgary, that's what this would have been. There's nothing like it, at least in modern wrestling history. I don't know. Maybe when Antonio Rocca returned to MSG in 1961, maybe they were happy. I don't know. Bruno? I mean, there's like a Bruno and MSG pop, you know? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I was there for Rocca's return, and it was nothing like Punk's.
Yeah, but he was, but Rocca, he was straight edge too. So I mean, there's a lot of similarities.
It's true. Yeah, that's how he had that high vertical leap.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, it's there's not a ton to say about it. I can give you a little scoop though.
What's the scoop?
We have members of the wrestling club that are plugged in.
Right.
And I can't say certain members of the wrestling club. I'll let them tell their story because a lot of people are speculating about like Colt Cabana and stuff.
Of
and
course,
how that's
right?
Going.
We were all thinking about that. Awkward.
But Colt Cabana was actually not at Rampage. He was at Bloody Mania, watching Madman Ponda and Too Tough Tony and the return of Empiro. So we'll see how that plays out. That's not who I'm referring to. I just don't want to get in trouble.
So what's the scoop? What's the scoop, Brett?
Well, CM Punk this is not a recent decision. This has been in the works for a long time.
Well, you kind of think that. He did the countdown show with Renee, and that seemed like he was obviously thinking about wrestling in some way. So
yeah. I mean, Tony Khan was reaching out and stuff, but I think doing that backstage
from day one,
he credits that as being the thing that planted the seed.
I see.
Certain wrestling club members have been getting random texts.
All right, so what's our text here? Let's start dish, pal.
Things like give me Dante Martin, give me
why? What's he gonna do?
Give him a go to sleep.
Right.
Talking about Darby Allin, talking about Ricky Starks.
He's here for the young guys. Wasn't it like, he wants to be Ray, he saw Dante. Was it Dante? He saw, he sees the young talent and he wants to get him over. He wants to be Terry Funk. He wants to be, how Raven was to his career. People forget that like 3-year long feud. That really established CM Punk, but he's here to give back, and that's of course he is. He's always been that. That's always been his. He's been very
Powerhouse
vocal.
Hobbs. Yeah, he wants Omega and the Bucks too.
Brett. This past week on Dynamite was the 5th labor of Jericho. MJF defeated Chris Jericho, tapped him out.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this leave Jericho? Jericho was kind of the veteran act. I wouldn't say nostalgia act because it's not nostalgia. It's a veteran act. He's a veteran on the roster. I feel like Punk kind of diminishes the importance of Chris Jericho going forward a little bit.
Well, we saw Cody Rhodes kind of bow out for a little bit.
He's very busy.
He's got a new project, I heard.
Yeah, he's very busy on set. He's on set.
But, that's a way to be like, hey, the main event space is opening up a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if this is Jericho's way of doing that. The timing is just too perfect for it. And then, Jericho can come back and it can be a big deal. And,
right. Of course it will. I'm not saying that it diminishes Jericho's star power. However, it does push up against his spot on the roster. That's, so that's interesting going forward. I think this is great. What's the dream match you're looking forward to most with Punk? I like Darby. I think that's a really interesting first match. But what's the Punk match that makes you the most excited?
I mean, it's tough to say. Darby does make me very excited. Somebody online referred to seeing Darby and staying up in the rafters. It was like 2 Batman villains kind of staring down.
Yeah, totally.
That was a cool visual.
I love that.
If it were WWE, it might not be this way, but it was like, there's Darby Allin and Sting's with him.
Right.
Like,
well,
it didn't
WWE
feel like the star name of Sting overpowered Darby. It was like, no, we're looking at Darby.
What WWE would have done is they would have had Darby interrupt Punk, come out there, and Punk lay him and Sting out. that would have been what they always want to put over who's ever returning. Even though, I mean, to be fair, WWE pretty much always nails like big returns. So, you know, it's an easy thing to do in wrestling. It's I think it's really hard to fuck up.
Oh yeah.
What?
Well, I don't know what you were doing on Saturday.
I was doing my show at WFMU midnight Saturday, baby.
Yeah, but before
Before that, I was working on my show. I was getting my music together, pulling things out of the record library, getting some
there's
deep cuts.
The biggest show of the year happened. Biggest live attendance.
What show?
Bigger than WrestleMania this year. SummerSlam.
Well, that doesn't take much. The SummerSlam? I call it the SummerSlam.
That's right. You're a Bret Hart.
Did you read Colette's article?
I did, yeah.
About the SummerSlam. Love Colette. Everybody should read Colette's article about Bret Hart calling SummerSlam the SummerSlam. Bret, can you do it?
Oh, the SummerSlam.
There you go. Thank you. But so wait, yeah, SummerSlam was when?
It was Saturday.
Like it's Sunday.
There, you've been so busy.
It's next Sunday.
You've been so busy down in Atlanta.
Sunday.
No, SummerSlam was last night. We're recording this on Sunday. It was a special Saturday show.
Wasn't aware of it. What happened? What?
Well, it's astounding that you say that, because there was a whole pay-per-view, and CM Punk wasn't the only big return.
CM Punk CM Punk came back to SummerSlam. He's on SummerSlam.
He's on SummerSlam. Right. Yeah. No. You're confused. You're confused. Let me explain it. So you said, just to rewind, you said that WWE always nails the big return of the star.
Yeah, John Cena coming out at Royal Rumble, Edge, Daniel Bryan, Ric Flair. These are great returns. Okay. Am I wrong?
I think you're right with all those, but let me just explain what happened to you. They built up all month Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for one reason or another.
But wasn't there like some confusion? Like they missed a couple house shows.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, Sasha thinks the vaccine is like a liberal conspiracy. That going on?
Allegedly. I can't speculate.
She's been liking some sus posts on Instagram, I believe.
Sasha.
That's not a very good boss.
So Bianca comes out. First, they play a full video package on a show that's already kind of feels like it's running late. And they build up this big Sasha feud.
Wait, I can't get over the fact that SummerSlam was last night, but they were running late? Was it like...
A lot of problems were happening at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
What? Allegiant,
right?
What happened?
Well, they the internet broke.
What? They broke the internet?
Yeah, WWE didn't break the internet in the way that CM Punk broke the internet. No, they literally they had
disconnected the cable. Disconnected the
disconnected,
cable.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So and they had a hard out. The city wanted them out done by a certain time. So WWE plays a video package for a match that they know is not going to happen. Then the announcer.
Wait. So hold on. Sasha Banks and Bianca did not happen.
It did not happen.
But they played a video package for it.
Yes.
So they set up the match, and it's like, all right, here comes Sasha Banks. Here comes Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a wrestle. We're gonna have a little tussle.
And Bianca comes out, and then they say, "Sorry, Sasha's not here. Here's her new opponent, Carmella."
What?
But turns out that was a bait and switch. Because
dun. Hogan comes out.
Hulk Hogan has returned to the WWE.
Dun.
There's a built-in feud with him and Bianca.
Why is that?
No, it was actually whoa, and Becky Lynch made her long-awaited return
That's
First time
great.
since last year's WrestleMania.
Or was she like a guest referee, or she like coming out to do commentary?
Oh, she came out to fight.
Oh, so she was gonna like take Carmella out.
Well,
And,
that's
like, have a
exactly
match.
what she did. She
Honestly,
Carmella
like
and
that's
she tossed her into the stairs, beat her up, and then said,
that's
"I
cool.
want Bianca now."
Well, honestly, that sounds great. Like Becky and Bianca is like a bigger match. I'm sure they, and Becky's a great worker. Bianca is an amazing athlete. I'm sure they had a great match.
Well,
that sounds good.
That's the thing.
Sounds good.
They brought back Becky Lynch. Her and Bianca had like a really good 25-minute match. Then Bianca beat her.
That takes a lot of balls to beat your returning. But I like that. That's like the Japan style. You've been off for so long. You're a little rusty. She should lose, and now Becky can chase her as like a tweener heel kind of. I think because that's obviously a heel move to take out Carmella like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. The fans pretty much caught on right away. And WWE's done such a great job at building Bianca. They'd be morons to just flush it down the toilet for a Becky return.
Right.
When there's, another women's match that's a little less hot that, you can insert Becky into, and, that can be its own thing.
Well, it sounds like it was a great show then.
It was a great show. And, I just feel like they bungled the Becky thing. I'm so happy that Bianca didn't lose, but and then later on in the show,
let me look up this card. I'm gonna look up this card. I should look it up, shouldn't I? So I can see what happened. So I can get these results. I really did not know SummerSlam was happening. All right, here we go. SummerSlam results. CBS. Oh, we're going to WWE.com. WWE.com. Full SummerSlam results. Oh boy. Let's see.
Yeah, the Usos.
Raw woman. Becky Lynch. Wait, Brett. It says here Becky Lynch defeated Bianca Belair and is the new champion.
Are you're on the CBS? Go to WWE.
No, I'm at WWE.com. I'm on WWE.com. It looks like Becky defeated. Yep, there's a picture of her with the title. She's got the title.
Well, that's from WrestleMania.
No, that's SummerSlam. It says SummerSlam. It says SummerSlam.
Oh, then that's from the SummerSlam that she fought Charlotte and Carmella.
No, this is from the SummerSlam. No, there's Bianca coming out looking real happy.
Well, this is like a Dewey
we're at the stadium.
Truman thing.
There's
I think
Carmella.
You maybe have a archived webpage.
It looks like Bianca is having a little discussion with Carmella, and now she's like, "Come at me, bitch!" And she's like, "Oh, here comes the man." Becky's coming down.
Darren, I'm going to stop you right now.
It says SummerSlam.
Full disclosure.
Yeah.
I've been huffing.
Huffing? Like drugs?
Yeah, I've been spray paint. I may have dreamt some of the show.
Well, it's nice to know you have dreams instead of nightmares now.
Yeah. I mean, I dreamt a beautiful show. The Charlotte, I'm sorry, the Becky Bianca match was beautiful. It was really great.
Sounds beautiful.
I was just, like a little like, oh man, is this the way you want to bring back Becky Lynch? But are you telling me that at the end of this 30-minute match that Becky Lynch won and beat the woman that WWE's been pushing?
I don't look like it was a 30-minute match. Looks like it was a little shorter than that. Dun, 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 dun.
How much shorter?
Well, I'm not seeing an official time. But let me, I can pull up the official time here. Let me just give it a little click. Yeah. Going to our good friends at cagematch.net. Here we go. The SummerSlam. We have the time on that match. 0.25, 25 seconds. 25 seconds. It's 25. They beat Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch beat Bianca Belair in 25 seconds? Oh, no, bitch.
That's racist.
Yeah, well, I'm not the only one who's racist in this equation, apparently.
Oh, I'm not saying you're racist. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying it's racist.
She got Kofi'd.
That's now that. Oh, great. I see Lashley Kofi Goldberg though. How did Gage get? Did Gage
actually
get
no?
involved?
Gage did get involved. Our favorite wrestler, Gage Goldberg,
Yeah,
did interfere.
Still pulling. I cannot wait for GCW to book Gage versus Gage.
Oh my god, it's going to be great.
Yeah, but anyway, so Gage got involved.
Gage hopped on Bobby Lashley's shoulder, and Bobby slammed him to the ground. And Goldberg, after losing, this match went. This was like a 10-minute match.
It says 7
usually
minutes.
Goldberg. All right, well, it's a 10 for Goldberg time. And Goldberg said, "I'm gonna kill you," and it looks like we're gonna get this rematch at Crown Jewel, baby.
Oh, they're going back to Saudi Arabia. Cool, great.
And
That's awesome.
And the other one that's coming, it looks like after that main event, Roman Reigns beat John Cena. Brock Lesnar came out looking like the Jafar version of the genie from Aladdin.
I gotta look this up.
He had his little Viking hair and his little beard, and it looks like it's gonna be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Wait a second.
Beautiful nation.
That's what Brock Lesnar looks like now.
Beautiful kingdom, yeah.
He's got like a little slip of hair on the top of his head. The beard. Wow, that's great. Well, so Brock's back. That's cool. I guess I don't watch WWE because it's horrible. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time. Why do we even talk about it today? SummerSlam. Fuck SummerSlam. If I want to watch SummerSlam, I'm watching Wembley 92. Okay, I'll watch that show over and over and over before I watch this garbage. 25, you beat Bianca Belair in 25 seconds. Now, you could have built Becky and Bianca for the fucking year. You could have done the whole fucking thing. I got no time for this show. This is awful.
Oh. Well, the good news is there's a lot of wrestling you can watch. There's a Glory by Honor show. I watched some of that. Saw the return of a bunch of Chikara guys, the Delirious and Ultraman is Black and Hollywood and Frightmare. That was fun.
Yeah, I love the match.
You could watch Choco Pro. They had a great match. Chi against Kaori Yoneyama. That was great. Kaori rode a little bike. You had 205 Live. Ikemanjiro, our favorite wrestler.
205 Live. They call that show NXT now, right?
No, it's its own show.
Still a show.
Although NXT is gonna come with a lot of changes. I listened to the interview with Nick Khan. There's gonna be a bigger, better NXT with none of those indie guys.
You know what? That's for the best. Gargano. Yeah. Why don't you go do some. Let's go start a family. I don't know. I don't watch NXT either because it makes me sad and mad. However, AEW is great. So excited. CM Punk's going to be back Wednesday. Bryan Danielson's going to be showing up soon. Dave Meltzer just reported that Bray Wyatt is definitely going to AEW once his no compete is up. It's a very exciting time.
It's a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan. Darren, I'm so I didn't mean to spoil SummerSlam for you.
Oh no, you saved me a whole lot of pain. It's not you spoil. It's like if there's that sandwich right there has like bacteria in it that will give you diarrhea for a month. Don't eat it. That's not spoiling it for me. You know what I mean? You saved me some trouble there, some gastrointestinal discomfort. I will not be watching SummerSlam. I won't, but I'll watch an older SummerSlam. What SummerSlam should I watch? What year?
If you want a big outdoor show like Wembley, you don't want to watch that show again. Check out what happened at Kawasaki Stadium. Atsushi Onita and Maki Ito in the same ring. Exploding death match. Maki Ito had a barbed wire bat that exploded in her face. She's great.
We love Maki.
We love Maki.
Love you.
Well, Darren, I know you're busy. You got.
I gotta hit the road. Yeah, I gotta hit that long dusty trail.
I hear Brandy. Your boss calling you. So
who? We'll cut that out of the show. I know I've promised my Woodstock 99 story. I will get to it. You guys got to bear with me for another week or two as as I'm gainfully employed for the first time in a very long time. But please check out my radio show. It's this Saturday night at midnight. Well, Brett, just take us out.
Well, thank you for listening to Wrestling Club.
No, I'm going to do it, you idiot. You're not doing it. Get out of here. Get out of here, chump. All right. For Brett. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. All right. That'll do it for Wrestling Club. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to our guests. Shout outs to the man upstairs, Isaiah, Steve D for the theme song, and the fine folks at WFMU Radio. If you dig Wrestling Club, please like, share, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating, invite your friends, check out the archive, and spread the word. Wrestling Club will return next week with a whole new show, so please check it out. But until then, for Brett, I'm Darren. This has been Wrestling Club. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.